Welcome to Influential Entrepreneurs, bringing you interviews with elite business leaders and experts, sharing tips and strategies for elevating your business to the next level. Here's your host, Mike Saunders.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Influential Entrepreneurs. This is Mike Saunders, the Authority Positioning Coach. Today we have back with us Paul Castner, who's president and co-founder of C&K Healthcare Advisors, and we'll be talking about becoming the business owner's trusted advisor. Paul, welcome back to the program.
Hey, Mike, it's always a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me back.
You know, I love your just one-stop shop approach to caring for the agents that you're bringing on to help them succeed. And you're bringing all of these things together in one, system and one training, from mindset to education to having the right products to sell. But now, looking here at becoming the business owner's trusted advisor, I would suspect that that's a massive opportunity because business owners represent the most lucrative market in insurance. But I don't think that agents know how to break into it. What are you guys doing to help them, make that break?
So let's start at the forefront of it. So let's talk about what that business market advantage is like for actual agents. Okay. So let's start there. Business owners, they have higher incomes and greater insurance needs than individual consumers, right? Multiple revenue streams that we can offer them, from group benefits to individual coverage and to tax strategies, and building long-term relationships with them help grow your business and their business. And one of the key kickers there on the advantage of that side, referral opportunities. With businesses, they're in networks inside of their industry, inside of industry associations that can lead to organic growth. What other agencies aren't providing, they're focused heavily just on individual sales. We don't only teach the individual sales aspect, we also teach business development strategies. Other agencies, they're providing basic product training, and we actually create strategic business advisors. And our competitors, they're focusing on the transaction. We work on building long-term business relationships because, again, like I said, those guys all swim in the same pond. It's like, think about it, if you're out on the ocean and you see a pod of whales out there, right? And with these large clients like that in our industry, you sometimes hear them referred to as whales. Well, when you're out in the ocean, you see whales swimming together, right? So through our business services, you can help not only protect the people and strengthen their future, that are the employees, but you can also help the business owner attract talented employees, improve employee satisfaction. We can help them reduce their tax liability and help them build tax-free wealth. By focusing both on business protection and personal wealth building for owners, you can integrate into groups that can help benefit, tax strategies and succession planning and estate planning. And, for the experienced agents that are out there that might not have ever gotten this realm. Okay. If you're tired of competing out there on price in the individual consumer world, business owners value expertise and they're willing to pay top dollar for strategic guidance. Your expertise in the individual market also translates over to business owners who need personal coverage alongside that business protection. Positioning yourself as a business advisor, not just an insurance agent, you can focus on business growth and wealth preservation rather than just coverage. Okay. Integrating with business owners also gets you into existing professional teams like attorneys and accountants and financial planners. So you really need to become the go-to resource for everything business protection, including that tax strategy need.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we were talking about in a previous conversation about the roots of a tree. They just spread. You can work with a grandparent, the grandson, the brother, the sister. With a business, you can become embedded in there and have so much opportunity to succeed. And in a little way, small business owners are the backbone of our economy. So when you help them to succeed and be stronger, you're doing a greater good there too. Can you think of an example or a case study where you coached an agent to really get their foot in the door with a high value business owner?
There's one that I'm actually working on right now in the state of Maryland. He's had several conversations with them and back and forth, and we got a custom quote in front of him. And now today he reached out and said, "Hey, I need some assistance." The guy sent me his current, policies and what it looks like for his employees. And then we showed him how ours was different. And, most businesses, we do a lot more on the whole life on the business side. I know that's going to sound weird, Mike, because most group plans are term. Okay. Meaning when the employee leaves, it's over. Most of us, if you're listening to this and you're not an insurance agent, you're probably thinking to yourself, yeah, look at my life insurance. What's up with that? And it's term. They're cheaper. And generally the employers, it's more beneficial to the employer, but we do a lot with whole life and it becomes portable. So if somebody retires or they leave, they can hold on to that plan and still benefit off of that group rate that was done to them. And you brought a big thing up about small businesses. Let's talk about that for a second. Small businesses, they represent the largest underserved market for comprehensive insurance solutions in the United States. Business owners are already increasingly concerned about employee retention and tax efficiency, succession planning. They have critical needs. And as these baby boomer business owners approach their retirement, they need suggestion. So we can help with all of that, and we'll help you navigate the complex regulations that create demand for expert guidance and strategic planning.
Yep. That's awesome. It's just huge. I think that people don't know what they don't know. And when they see these opportunities, I think that it just feels like you're drinking out of a fire hose. And I know your training and your one-stop shop approach to supporting your agents helps them, learn a little bit, apply it, learn a little bit, apply it. But talk a little bit about these group benefits and employee retention, how those two aspects are big concerns for business owners, because, I've heard it said that it might cost thousands and thousands of dollars when an employee leaves a company, because now you've got to have your...
You've been listening to Influential Entrepreneurs with Mike Saunders. To learn more about the resources mentioned on today's show or listen to past episodes, visit www.influentialentrepreneursradio.com.